I'm going to talk frankly now about the black community. Okay? You're not going to hear this on Fox News, it's supposedly a right-wing, anyway, because you can't talk about, you can't even go near it on broadcast news. Unless, again, you're NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, and you want to put this whole, let me say this before I forget. This mayhem you're watching in this country on your TVs, these fucking riots, you know who is the main culprit? The mainstream media. Well, why is that, Nick? Because for the last 30 to 40 years, the CNNs of the world, the CBSs, the ABCs, the NBCs, the MSNBCs, the LA Times, the Boston Globe, they have been cherry-picking stories when there's a racial incident in this country. They cherry-pick the stories. It has to be a white cop, a black victim, or even if it's not cop-related, it has to be a white suspect, black victim. They pick those stories, okay? They cherry-pick them to fit their narrative, which is the Democrat Party narrative, that this country is chronically and irredeemably racist. They don't show you when it's a white victim of black crime. And I'm going to give you a couple examples that happened recently. But do you understand these people that are burning and rioting? And a lot of them have been misled their whole lives. The young people just watching stories about white cops shooting unarmed. It's open season on young black men. Couldn't be further from the truth if you do your homework and look up all the statistics. Okay? Nothing backs up that narrative. Even a study at Harvard said that. And also, more white guys get shot by cops than black guys. And as far as the victims being black and brown that are shot by cops, more non-white cops have injured minority victims in police brutality cases. This shit's all documented. You can look at it. But as long as the mainstream media keeps cherry-picking stories that paints this, you would think, and I know this, I know right now because of the thing in Georgia with that Aubrey kid, and this thing here coming on the heels of this thing, it's going to happen. People go, but why is it always young black men? Why? Because they're raised without a fucking father. And they run fucking free when they're young and get in trouble. That's why the cops are always dealing with them. I'm not trying to justify what happened. That fucking, we all want that guy to rot, that cop. But you're not going to hear this. If you've been watching CNN your whole life and MSNBC, and that's where you get your news, and a lot of these idiots and rioters do, they have a plan to paint this country as just completely racist. They don't talk about white people. I lived in New York City. I can't tell you in the 15 years that I lived there, how many, every day I'd go to the police blotter. White woman raped in Brooklyn. Black, fucking muggings every day. It's called, the cops have a term for it, slow motion riot. Ice Cube the other day said, when are we going to strike back? When is enough enough? You have been striking back. White people are, 25 times more likely to be a victim of black crime than the other way around? You have been striking back. Nobody's reporting it. And until the fucking mainstream media starts giving a little balance to racial crimes and put this into perspective, it's going to get worse. You have to show an 85-year-old white woman a couple weeks ago coming out of Walgreens gets stabbed to death by a black guy. Doesn't even make the fucking national news. Am I supposed to believe George Floyd's life is worth more than hers? A grandmother who has grandchildren? But no, CNN won't cover it. Fox won't even go near it. And this has been going on for 30 years in the media. So of course you could half the country believing that it's open season on black kids. Fuck. They are to blame. I put them first. They're as evil as fucking Antifa. Then you got the Antifa of the world and the people who back them like George Soros, who want to tear down the system. They see capitalism as fascism.
I don't know, dude. Fucking ship it. Ship it, dog. Ain't got time for that shit. Let's go, Ooh. Once again, my shit's low. Fuck you. Turn me up. Turn it up. Bitch, man. Raid in the cut, yo. They don't be calling me terror for nothing. I'm always up to something. I'm up in lines in a photo slumping, dunking on punks who try to throw me off, try to show me off, acting like we tight, they wanna jack me off. But here's the thing, I make it loud until their ears ring. This rap game yang, so I must be the yang. Grab my thingy thing, pass it to the left and now we giggling. Toes tingling, I'll start mingling. Off talk like my stereo, really lyrical, terribly hysterical. I'll make them soggy like some cereal. Here we go, bitch, crack it open. I'm rolling up a doobie, hocking loogies while I'm smoking. Yokin, yo, I think your thing broken. Toss her up a legend, watch her head pop open. I keep it raw like my shorty ass when I smack it. I never practice, hand me a mic and I'll attack it. Samurai moves that make your neck turn elastic. I jack the keys to your hatchback and crash it. Dusting up my tea like you'll never believe. I be sticking words together like sap from a tree. You think you clever on the mic, bitch? Say no more. My shit is boss when I'm spitting it. Say no more. Throw your hands, I'll throw mine. Catch you frontin' for the last time. I'ma blast your ass into the pastime. You got a man that need a chin check? Say no more. Light 'em up like a cigarette. Say no more. I got the ice and the dough, the cash flow and the clothes, but it still ain't enough, yo. I need some more. I really do. And let it ride out till it dry out. Let's go, yo. Well, how it be, what it do? Yeah, fool, I'm looking at you. I've been in it for a minute, can't limit what I do. So what's the deal? Disintegrated mics is my skill. I'm off a couple pills, I just can't stay still. For real. And while I'm at it, let me grab the cash out the Reggie. My wordplay heavy, yeah, my trunk stays Chevy. My mind constantly making nonsense, processing what I want. It's reading the gauntlet. The best yet, I dress wet, no necklace. I'm blessed with a style that's straight reckless. Punk, say it with your chest. You know I'm next, and you can keep your bloody check, cause I do what I can to stack ricotta. Bust your medulla oblongata. Underground warlord jumping out the chopper. I never stop her. It only take one shot to make your head pop. I got the jumbo prawns, the brains and the bronze. Rest in peace, Big L, yo. I gotta put it on. And like I said before, yo, my shit go like wheels on the track. You ain't even know. Say no more.
Hi, good morning. Today's episode 847. Trump redeems himself. Minneapolis burns. Wally takes a ride. And Big Bear has a dream. Hi guys, hi everybody. I know that you can't really see me super well. It's one of the reasons I was late. I was trying to get hey, stop it! I was trying to get it the lighting better, but I'm standing from now on. I'm not gonna have like back issues for no reason when I can just stand. Mini apocalypse. Well, here's the funniest thing about Minneapolis, and then I'll get back to that. Guys, you know it's real. I'll show you. It's horrifying. Look. Minneapolis man dies after police confrontation. The way you know it's real is there's a shoe there. There's a random empty shoe. Now let's focus on this. Guys, this is how you know it's real. And so you're saying it isn't real. No, but listen, when you see that empty shoe there, you know that there was once somebody in the shoe. And now they're dead. Because that's what empty shoes mean. I mean, that's why I break your spells, guys. And I know it hurts at first. But now you can watch news and just see the shoe. And you're like, whoa. It's like, when people say hiding in plain sight, it's not hiding. It's just in plain sight. Guys, look at this. Oh no, it's a shoe. Guys, every time someone dies, their shoes fall off, and then they make sure you see it when they frame the media around it. It's stupid. I don't even think, because that was because Vox called me this morning, because I guess it's his old neighborhood, you know, and we're talking about it, and we're like, well, is it the American black, or is it the the Somalians, you know, because Minneapolis is just teeming with Somalians. Somalians don't get offended. They have a higher baseline crime, baseline violence tolerance. Oh, how dare you? Literally, you can call it whatever you want. It's a fact. They have a higher baseline, on average, of violence, but they don't get offended by anything. You know, that's not like, it's like, look, there's a policeman hurting a black man. They're like, I have machete, I will take your wallet. They just don't care. I don't care about it at all, by the way. I think it's just a way, it's a distraction. And is it real? I mean, it's as real as, I don't know. I don't care. Mayans give Muslims a horrible look. Well, it's a category error, and I used to make that mistake a lot in calling them Muslims. You know, like when someone would be like gang raped or something, and you're like, oh man, these Muslims are forbidden to rape. So it's not that. It's a horrible category error. You know, that's like saying Christians are now occupying Afghanistan for their opium. That doesn't make any sense. And when you understand it, you get it. But if you don't, you don't. I don't know. It's fine. But anyway, so you want to see some good stuff? The lady on the wheelchair stabbing looters. I don't watch any of it. I just kind of see what you guys send me and stuff. Real Muslims won't shake a woman's hand, but they won't rape her either. Right. It just is it's a category error. And there's people that don't. I used to think it was intelligence, but it's aperture. They don't have the aperture to understand what I'm saying. And I've accepted that. That's why using examples and parables and metaphors and similes and stuff is the best way to get through to people, where you say, right now, are Christians occupying the opium fields of Afghanistan? And they're like, no, it's the United States government. It's like, now you're starting to understand, are some of them Christian? Yes. They claim to be, but that's not a very Christian act. You understand? It's not even close to accurate speech. And then people go, oh, I went to cut to the Muslim. That means he likes all the Somalians in Minneapolis. Guys, they're getting exactly what they deserve. Those quote-unquote whites in Minneapolis are the biggest bunch of cucked, self-hating, left, liberal morons that have ever walked the planet. And if they have to learn through pain and fire, then so be it. The racial tension, mass shootings, it's a playbook. I don't know. I've never seen the playbook, so I don't know. I know what you're saying, though. I understand why you think that. I don't know. I can't claim it's a playbook. BB, I saw McDonald's burning down. Is Trump going to react to the burning down of USA embassy? I don't know. I'm going to show you how Trump redeemed himself, though. And I'll show you the power. Oh, it's the same with politicians. Like when I'm really hard on Trump. No, I don't have a hard on for Trump. I am hard on Trump. Because a politician is nothing more than someone who runs in front of a flock holding the biggest flag and saying, this is all my idea. I want to build a wall. When you're not happy with how your politician is acting, they actually change. And I'll show you. And so when people have been conditioned to think that the government is tyrannical because they're just always doing stuff to you. They're going to hold me down and bang me in the butt. I'm pretty sure that's more of a fantasy that you have. The government does what you... BB really helped me change my closed-minded view of Muslims. Right, and I'm not saying that you need to be like, oh, Islam's great. You don't. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's a category error. And Muslims aren't a religion of rape and violence. There are people that call themselves Muslims who do a lot of raping and violence. That's not practicing Islam. And the more you understand what words mean and how to not lie to yourself, the more the world will appear clear. And that's why you can just see stuff like this, like a news report, where there's just a random shoe there. It's a shoe. That's how you know someone died. Guys, this is all M-Culture triggering programs. People were traumatized with the pile of shoes from the Holocaust programming. So now when you see a shoe, you envision a dead person. You understand? It's that simple. And it's not hiding in plain sight. It's just in plain sight. We were in LA during the Rodney King riots. It was crazy. We all stayed in like the world is now. It doesn't even matter, guys. Guys, the people there's no victims here. Minneapolis sat by. Minnesota begged. They wanted the most diverse candidates in their government. I mean, a trans, midget, black, female, Muslim, just the more not them, the better. They have pure self-hatred there. And if this is how they learn, this is how they learn. As a community, as a zeitgeist, as a collective unconscious, they were begging for this. Begging. And then it can be exploited by media. It can be exploited by any force that wants, because they're unhinged. And so don't feel sad. Just enjoy the gravy. Here's kind of what happened. As you can see here, this is where it all began. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. For those of you just listening, it's a cartoon from Titanic of Uncle Sam is America, and Rose is a cartoonish characterization of an Ashkenazi gentleman. Every night.
Well, I'm flying. I feel like I'm flying.
Oh yeah, you're flying all right. You're flying straight into hell.
I feel like paint me like one of your, give me a loans like one of your French girls. Oh.
The good news is Joe Rogan just got himself a new pair of knee. Oh, by the way, speaking of, Joe Rogan just officially backed Bill Gates. He said that if you question Bill Gates, you're crazy. You have schizophrenia. I don't know if he used schizophrenia, but he's used that in the past. He said that Bill Gates is a philanthropist that wants nothing more than to help you. This is what Joe Rogan just said. Bought and paid for, guys. Bought and paid for. And so Joe had to buy these painting knee pads so he can slide from grabbler to grabbler, sucking their dicks for his $100 million that the government will take half of anyway. So when people say to me, "Why do you care about Joe Rogan? Who cares?" Guys, if your spell hadn't been broken of Joe Rogan, you may just be like, "Yeah, Bill Gates wants nothing but to help me." Why would he do all this stuff? He's a philanthropist. He's here to help. Guys, little babies die when you inject them with swine parts and genetically modified versions of diseases. All right. Music industry is going to change drastically. I don't know what you're talking about. Rogan has to switch some things up and force some followers to abandon him, part of the Spotify deal. No, I think he's simply bought. I had a dream last night. Would you like to hear my dream? All right, and for those of you that missed, listen to James True's stream yesterday. That was great. We had a lot of big laughs. It's a good breather from intensity. A lot of big laughs. You see a grabbler out there, George? George spotted a grabbler. All right. And then, Trump's saying really good stuff. And people are like, all right, let me try and use another metaphor so people understand government. Imagine a guy like me. Let's say I'm in a field and there's a bunch of other people and I keep digging irrigation ditches. And I'm asking other people to dig irrigation ditches. And they're like, "You're a buzzkill. Why are you being so mean to the ground? The ground is crushing." It's like, no, we have to dig an irrigation ditch and or else all our crops will die. And then a few of us do it, and everyone else is like, "That's crazy. Everything just always grows." And then when the crop is growing, everyone's like, "That guy was retarded. The crop just grew." Okay, I don't know if that quite did it, but I'll break the spell. Okay, if you're hard on a politician, if you criticize him and say, "I will not be voting for you if you push vaccines," they change. And then later, people are like, "Didn't you see all along Trump was on our side the whole time? Trust the plan, man." It's like, why'd you have to be a buzzkill before? It's like, because I was a buzzkill, things changed. No, the whole time he was just gonna stop pushing vaccines. I told you. No, he stopped pushing vaccines because people stopped listening to him. No. He was gonna do it anyway. You were just a buzzkill. No, guys, digging the irrigation ditches is not a buzzkill. Trump said something great. You guys are going to be very happy with Trump because he did what politicians do. Guys, this is the nature of a politician. They listen to what the people who support them say, and then they magnify it and make a parody out of it and do about 20% of it. If people were begging for the vaccine and no one had a problem with it, he would be like, everybody is going to be shot with the vaccine. We will use... he was using Hegelian dialectic. Dialectic, that's hilarious. Where you say the craziest shit. And listen, guys, I do it all the time. I didn't realize it was Hegelian dialectic. But you say like, hey, Georgie, stop it! You say, oh, the boner, the Catholic Pope's hat is a big black boner dildo. And you see how Catholics respond. And you say, you know, it's good. Guys, shut up! Dogs are so annoying sometimes. Especially when you're trying to do like really intense Hegelian dialectic with a few thousand people. So Trump is like, okay, I'm going to inject everybody with the military. And then he listens. And people are like, no. And he's like, all right. No one. We're going to put in hydroxychloroquine. No one's going to. And then everyone's like, no, but I want the vaccine. So then he comes to the conclusion that, guys, you have to voice what you believe. You're not hurting Trump's feelings. He's not your buddy. He's a politician. And guys, Trump listens to this stream. I don't know if Trump himself listens to the stream, but he said, landing the plane, this guy gets it. Yesterday he tweeted, "We are the elite." Guys, I had a whole episode called "We Are the Elite." Oh, everyone said that. Dude, he said 6 billion died in the Holocaust once, hilariously. What are some other things? Last night we came up with like 8. So I don't know if someone around him listens to it and then tells him stuff or not. We are the elite last night. Right. And Donald Trump Jr. used to follow me on Twitter and he followed like 400 people. How dare you? Dude, when you push back, they're not mad at you. They're trying to figure out what line to go to. They're blind to what we want. Like compassion for the trunk. Okay, Trump has no idea how far he should push something. He doesn't know. He's sitting in a little room surrounded by grabblers. Right now there's dog communication across the prairie. So when he says, okay, it's not because he hates you, he wants to keep power. Hey, George, shut up! So so what he does is he says the most extreme shit and sees what people say. And then if people get mad at me and say, oh, you got to touch the plan, don't get mad at Trunk. It's like, dude, you're not helping Trunk. It's like when I ask people, give me honest feedback about a sketch I'm doing. And everyone's like, no, it's great. You're Big Bear. Everything you do is great. I'm like, guys, please tell me what to do better. It's like, no, you're Big Bear. It's great. Everything you do is great. It's like, you're not helping me, guys. No, but we don't want to be Gamma Squirt Boys and be trolls. You're not trolling if you tell me that the sound is off, guys. No, but we can't criticize you. You're the Big Bear. It's like, guys, you're isolating me in a bubble. And so I can't now do anything. So it's like when Trunk is trying to figure out what to do, Panderer in Chief, Zizzy Bear, they all are. They all are. Go back to any politician. They're all pandering. That's why when people blame shit on the population, when they blame shit on the president, where it's like, oh, Obama is so terrible. He drove this country into a racial divide. No, he was following the lead of white liberals. And he did it excellently. You know, all these cucked white liberals were like, I want to have my best friend be a black guy. You won't ban us, will you? No, there's such an obvious line between gamma troll behavior and someone helping you. I will ban you if you just constantly you're like, you're not doing it right. Like that, you're trying to usurp power with. Okay, listen. I'll say it again. When I say I have a 147 IQ, it's not to brag. I can see 3 or 4 steps ahead of what you say, and I'll just ban you when you do it. Oh, all I did is say that I can do it better. I'm just trying to help. I know what you're doing. All right. Like that guy should have been banned. I hate the sound of fucking dogs barking. There's definitely a grabbler around here. It's us and our consent. Is that dog barking bothering anybody? Because if not, I won't care. Constructive criticism versus subtle usurpation of energy and attention. Bingo, Electrician Bear. Electrical people know. They get it. When you pull force off something versus you you bolster it. All right, Redneck Bear is having flashbacks. Right. Okay, you guys get it. Everyone's getting it. So, you want to see dogs bark, no worries. Relax. So right now, if there's a jackhammer behind me, you'd be like, hammer's jack, no worries. You're a real special boy. I bet you have really fancy pants on right now. Are you sucking on a lolly? Are you sucking on a lolly? All the milkshake brings the boys to the yard. My lolly is better than yours. Dogs bark, guys. Forget it. Yeah, hammer's jack. If there's a jackhammer behind me, listen, guys, that's what they do. It's the nature of a jackhammer. Jesus, like we can't see right through you. Guys, dogs bark. It's what they do. So is it annoying? It's what they do, though. So it's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying, but I'm eternally passive-aggressive because I was raised by a graboy. My pants are better than yours. My fancy pants are better than yours. All right, you asked us to let you know, BB, dogs aren't loud here. Okay. You're in a... Oh, no, you're banned for life. You asked us what we thought, BB. It's your fault. You asked us if the dog barking was annoying, and when someone said dogs bark, he was trying to help Big Bear. Big Bear, you're the one who asked. It's fine. Now, when the answer is dogs bark, hey guys, what's the nature of a dog? Dogs bark. Hey, thank you. Is the dog barking annoying to anybody? Yeah, that guy's got. Oh, but that's so, dude. It's behavior I don't need. It's behavior I don't need. Jackhammer's trigger. Right. Rape is rape, guys. It's what they do. It's like that's what rapists do. And they're trying. Dogs also eat shit. I know. It's absurd. And it's like, Big Bear, you asked us. We're doing what you told us to do. We're giving constructive criticism by saying dogs bark. Who cares? It's a dog. Next. Time out. I'm not I'll send me banned for life. Who cares? It's a dog. So when I say, this is how you freeze me so I can't get feedback. So when I say, is the dog barking annoying? And people go, who cares? It's just a dog barking. Of course. What? Big Bear. I'm with you. You're not with me. You're being passive aggressive. All right, let's watch Trump. Let's just get past that. I won't just keep analyzing how fucking retarded you are. All right. Here's Trump.
Excuse me, you're going to have to remove it. You can't hear through your...
Do you need a fully approved vaccine for the entire general public or a partially approved vaccine for emergency?
What did she say?
Hear the mic. Sorry, let me repeat that now closer to the mic. Do you mean a fully approved vaccine for everyone, the full public, or a partially approved vaccine with emergency use?
No, we're looking for a full vaccine for everyone that wants to get it. Not everybody's going to want to get it. But we're looking at a full vaccine. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, so the answer is yes. We're working for a fully approved vaccine, but we'll also use the tools we have. For instance, emergency use authorization as appropriate. We use all of our regulatory tools to bring vaccine available for the entire American population by January.
All right, so yeah, there's some weird slipping in of language there, but it's what. Oh, so he was really on our side the whole time. You don't understand the nature of a politician. And I have a tough-ass job, man. I'm wading through the retardation of tons of people as I let them talk to me the whole time. Because I get it. And people say, Big Bear, see, the whole time he was going to pull it back. They pull back based on what you tell them. And by the way, they can't force it anyway. They only let you do what you allow them. Oh, he forced me inside of him. Oh, I was just trying to enjoy myself at the steam room in West Hollywood, and someone forced my penis to become erect, and then forced it inside of their mouth, and then forced it so that I ejaculated. Oh, I was so forced. All right. You have to consent, right? But see, even Trump just said it's not for everybody. Everybody's not going to get it because Trump's hedging his bets. Guys, that's the nature of politics. It's as if everyone keeps going, the coyote, man. The coyote has become really nice. It's become a really... Guys, coyotes now like us. You sure it's not because we put up a fence? No, guys. remember how coyotes used to eat all our chickens? Yeah. Well, now they like us. They're really nice coyotes. These coyotes like us. Well, what else happened between now and then? Well, we put up a giant fence, and so now they're really nice. Okay, well, no, the coyote never changes. Okay, I'll show you something else. Like Babylon B, who was dangerously on the precipice of being a little cucked, now pulls back a little. Guys, do you remember when I said this a few weeks ago, verbatim? Not Scours, but Scours claim Jesus actually told lepers, stay home, save lives. Remember when we said that?
Oh, but it's so obvious, Big Bear. It's so obvious to everybody. Oh, everybody.
No. You push back. Guys, we said that verbatim. I even used the example of lepers and Jesus.
But we're not Jesus.
We should treat ourselves like Jesus. We should treat our children like Jesus. Look, boom, right? Dude, I said that. Owen did that bit 2 months ago. Yes. So when Jesus sees a leper, what does he say? Go back in home, go back inside, I can't be near you. I remember that so true. Yeah, and guys, it's not bad. We're influencing the government. We're influencing culture. This is the point of being an adult man. You said that verbatim. Yes. So when you say, we're not going to be taking your vaccines and I won't be voting for you.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you? You're supposed to.
It's like, no. What would Jesus do, Christians? Would Jesus stay home when the leper? It's like,
Jesus.
Dude, it's like, no. Stand your ground. And then they have to comply to you. It doesn't take that many people. Guys, 5,000 strong men can affect the culture of the entire America, all of it. 5,000 strong men can change the whole nature of the government because the government is people. Guys, when you want to blame World War II on FDR, no, it was the people. When you want to blame Vietnam on Johnson, they agreed. People will never, if you want to blame the Holocaust on Germans, or whatever that rollerblading incident was, no, it's like there was agreements everywhere. It was a consent parade. And so when you just blame a group, when you say, this is what happened. Oh, there's nothing we could have done. No, it's constant. It's a constant give and take. How far can we go before you care? How much do we have to take away? James True had a great example this morning where he said, okay, picture baby Jesus is born in Bethlehem. And the doctor comes out and Mary's holding him. And the doctor says, we need to inject him with 72 vaccines, cut off the tip of his penis, and put a mask on him. What would Mother Mary say? Would she say, yeah, of course. Right now you're probably feeling like, oh no, don't do that to Jesus. He's Jesus. Guys, why would you treat your kid different? Because he's not Jesus. My kid's a piece of shit. My kid's just a shitty little baby. Baby Jesus, if they said you have to put a mask, so you have to put a mask on baby Jesus. No, of course not. Don't do that to Jesus. Don't do that to our baby Jesus. Why don't you have the same feelings about your own children? All right, we have to inject dead viruses or whatever that is and aluminum and shit into baby Jesus so he doesn't get sick. No, don't do that. Don't hurt Jesus. Jesus is the Son of God. He's made in the image of God. Isn't your son the Son of God? No. We're just shit. I thought we were God's children. I thought that we're made in the image of God. I thought the divine spark is in all of us. Guys, all of our Father is God. My kids, somebody just said, someone's response is, Jesus was circumcised. That's how they soothe themselves. Guys, hey, if there's anybody who knows Jesus' dick, it's me. Guys, that thing was not raw. It was clipped. Oh, now you're being sacrilegious. Imagine a father who felt as much protection and as much reverence to his own son as a guy who was born 2,000 years ago. Our Father who art in heaven. Guys, it's when people say it's hiding in plain sight, it's not hiding. Over and over again. Our Father who art in heaven. Our Father who. So are you comparing yourself to Jesus? Yes.
And Jesus.
That's sacrilegious to want me to want to treat my own son with the same reverence and affection as I would baby Jesus. Oh, guys, listen, we're not going to pay attention to anything you say right now, Owen, because what we're going to do is we're going to debate Jesus' dick. So to avoid this obvious truth in plain sight, we're now just going to endlessly debate whether or not Jesus, what did his dick look like? Man, let's rewind it out.
Oh, Jesus.
Dear Lord, our Father who art in heaven.
No, but not your father. It's only Jesus' father.
When you face the fact that all of our children are God's children, what does that make Jesus? It makes him his brother.
No. That's not how it works. It's super special.
He's the savior of mankind. Yeah, he did save mankind. He saved he saved mankind in a way that is even more profound. He's saying, love your child. It has the face of God.
No. Our child has the face of shit. It's shit.
No. Brother, he's our brother. Jesus is our brother. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Listen, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Let that really hit you. Forget the churches that are now closed. Let that ring. What you do to the least of us, you do to me, Jesus Christ tells you.
Oh, no, but you're super special, Jesus. We can just shoot a kid full of fucking needles and fuck up these prisoners and do the Tunguski experiment. Guys, the government said that they were giving a bunch of brothers, a bunch of blacks, shots of a vaccine, and they were purposely infecting them with syphilis to test on them. Why would anyone ever take anything from the government ever again? Because we're shit, Big Bear. We're shit. No, what you do to the least of us, you do to me. When you walk over that homeless man on the street, you're walking over Jesus. Guys, that's way more powerful than just saying, oh no, Jesus is way up there and I'm down here. I'm just gonna put something in my asshole.
Guys, here's the funny thing about circumcision. I wouldn't even be against circumcision if it was a person's choice. I'm against circumcising babies. If that's a rite of passage for a boy to become a man, great. I think we're missing those in our culture. If you're like 13 and part of the process, you know what? You have to go hunt your own elk in the tundra, or you have to climb to the top of a mountain, or you have to cut the tip of your dick off without any pain. And then the rest of your life, when someone sees your dick, they're like, oh, and if you flinch, there's like a scar on it. Guys, I have zero problem with that. I have a problem with doing it to a baby. Without consent, you're just victimizing something. Just the act of circumcising the tip of your dick, if it was done as a rite of passage, if it was done as saying, okay, well, we want to see if you can handle this pain and not flinching. We want to see if you're capable of being in control of your pain. Great. Guys, I have no problem with that. You can't just do it to someone. That way, if you have, if you are circumcised, people and a woman sees your penis, they say, "Oh, you have courage." I actually believe that's what it actually was, and this is what I think happened, and then we'll get more into it. I think the Old Testament circumcision was exactly what I just explained. And so what happened was virtue signaling did it so they wanted their sons to appear brave without any challenge. So when they're just a baby, they just clip their dicks. So that later when people saw their clipped dicks, they go, oh, that's a brave man. But in fact, it shows nothing. That's always what happens. Virtue swallows it. The pharaohs did this at age 13. Right. Guys, that's what so this is what circumcision was. This is why people can't figure it out. They're like, oh, it's in the Old Testament, Big Bear. So you're against God. No. It's just like churches. The meaning and virtue got sucked out of it. Literally, I am Jew. So there was a time when someone was like, let's see if you're a man. And you trained. Let's see your reverence to God. Let's see if you can overcome your physical pain. We need more of that in our society. I am so not against that, guys.
You don't even need the tip of your dick. If you say, oh, it's going to help not get penis cancer, and we're going to do it to a screaming baby with no will, the boy has to say, I want this. I will show my manhood. And then the rest of their life, when a woman sees your clipped dick, they see the bravery of it. And so what happened was, yeah, baby baptism is retarded, guys. Baptism is supposed to be, I choose this. I will walk the path of God. And when you go in the water and emerge from the water, you are born anew. How exactly does that work with a baby? Oh, it's the magic water. Someone cummed in it. Like, what I'm saying is, yeah, Spartans did at age 7. Right. I'm not anti-rite of passage. I'm not anti-pain. In fact, I'm 100% pro-pain. I'm pro-pain. I'm like the fuel. A rite of passage saying, you handle this pain. Like, even in the book Dune, which is analogous to a lot of stuff, you put your hand... I can't remember. I'm not even going to... It's about pain. It's like, can you handle... Circumcising of Abraham was God's response to his sexual sin with Hagar. All right. I'll have to look into that. Baptism okay, but not arranged marriageism. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't take pleasure from pain at all. I'm not saying like, oh, pain makes me squirt. No. I'm saying in order for somebody to grow, they have to accept certain levels of pain. And that's what circumcision should be, in my opinion. When it's done to a baby, everything is upside down, just like typically what's happening. So, back in the day, if someone saw a circumcised penis, they're like, oh, that guy's been through the fire. Now it's like, oh, that guy's parents just fucked him up when he was a baby. All right, let's continue. That Minnesota cop took pleasure from going that check thief, psycho. Prospect Bear, relax. Stop watching the news. The cop in the black, so burn it. No, the cop was just trying to respond. Oh, the cop, yeah, the cop. Okay, this is the next level of viewing the world, okay? Now that I think a lot of people have enough aperture, it's two men. Don't look at their uniforms, don't look at their skin, and you can only do this when you get past certain levels. I'm serious. If I was to say this to a bunch of liberals, I'd be like, yeah, exactly, race doesn't matter, everybody's the same. I'm like, no. You're watching a man kill a man. Now, every layer on top of that that's how they manipulate you into burning down your own cities. You understand? So, you watched a man kill a man. Now, you're going to put on top of him a collared shirt. You're going to change his color of his skin. You're going to put a badge on him. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You watch a man kill a man. A man murdered a man. Now, let's blow up the auto zone. Exactly. And then you can endlessly argue where it's like, oh, well, the 4 white cops. Well, one's Vietnamese. Yeah, but he's still light-skinned, though. It's like, what? Dude, it's men and men. It's a man abused power on another man. That's why so much of this shit happens when you don't really see when you don't take steps back like that and say, look, it's like, oh, well, we need to do something about cops. We need to do something about the blacks. We need to do something. A man killed a man. Now, how do you respond to that? What does your holy book say you do to a man who murders a man? You guys, come on. Well, let's check Twitter first. All skin is foreskin. Hilarious, Pokey Bear. Karen got those bases. Are you assuming they're gender? Yes. BB, I've seen you metaphorically murder many men. Yes, I have. All right, now you want to see some nice stuff? Well, this is just funny. I had a dream last night. Oh, just for those of you joining, the way you know that everything in Minneapolis that's happening is totally just all authentic is in the news reports, there's an empty shoe behind the black guy that talks like a white guy. So when you have a someone with pigment in their skin, but he speaks as though he's from a Caucasian area, and there's an empty shoe behind him, and he's kind of got grabber hands, you know it's all legit. Okay, here's my dream from last night.
That does, Joy. Last night you like were stirring and I woke up and you like were petting me and I like instantly knew that you were talking to me occasionally. And I was like, yes, and you're like, just a baby alpaca, we need to get it outside. And I was like, no, baby alpaca is outside, something's wrong. And baby alpaca needs to be inside. And I was like, baby alpaca is going to be outside.
I was completely asleep.
He was very hilarious. You do that occasionally, like it was done a couple times and you're like trying to figure out what I am in bed. I just wake up to this big man, like trying to figure out what shape I am and then you just go back to sleep.
Thanks,
A
love.
little unsettling, but usually you're pretty chill.
Yeah, so when people are like, oh, I'm having nightmares, the trunk doesn't take it. I have nightmares too, man. I have nightmares that my alpaca dies. Like, I get haunted, dude. I have haunting. I'm a tormented man. It has nothing to do with like, oh, DAYZ, the political dude. When you've held a baby alpaca die in your living room, and it's your fault, like, I have nightmares about that shit all the time. Like, I'll be like, as I'm sleeping, I'm like, the baby's, DAYZ. And then sometimes I'm like, who's in bed with me? And I just find myself like touching Amy, and she's like, it's never anything crazy. I'm never like yelling or like full PTSD spiraling. It's more just like, who is your master? Oh, that's so sweet. BB is worried about the baby alpaca. That's what my subconscious worry is always like my children, my wife, my animals, and even you guys. Like sometimes I'll just be like, I hope Dimitri's okay. I hope he didn't spiral too much about the baby. That's where my energy goes. Long while checking for Robert. I wonder if you do the grabbler voice in your dream. Yes, of course I do. That's like a that's a voice. Oh, you got voices in your head. See how I do that? It's a higher level of communication because that way of speaking, it transmits more information than if I just kept using my own voice. It's a way to represent a different tonality in the world, and some people. And then back in the day, many times, that's why apertures are opening all around. It's a wonderful time to be alive. Is because we're starting to see so much more. Back in the day, everyone was labeled crazy, and they were given Thorazine and put in a padded room. Like everybody, when people were like, "Hey man, I don't think circumcising babies is right," dude. Because back in the day, like think about it now. Like if there's a circumcised penis, somebody's like, "I didn't earn it. It's just fucked up." There was probably like 100 years when people slowly started being like, well, I don't want my son to be seen as a coward, and I'm just, for his safety, for his own good, I don't want him to because there has to be risk when you're doing a circumcision. So if like a moil's biting off your dick and you're like 12 or something, if you're like, oh, fuck, and then it was like, you'd have like a bad dick, like then you don't get grandkids or something. There would have to be a risk for that trial and tribulation. So I'm sure parents were like, man, I don't know if my kids, I don't want him to freak out and lose his dick. So I'm just going to do it when he's a baby. And there was probably a time when there was people that were like, oh yeah, you got a clip dick, me too. We're both tribes and we're both really strong. And then slowly it became like, everyone's got a clip dick. I really think that's how the courage and the virtue of a clip dick descended into just baby abuse. And if it's someone who's choosing to become a man, that's not even close to what I'm against. My family thinks I'm crazy for saying it's wrong that gays can legally marry, but Mormons who have generational families cannot. Yeah, well, their aperture is tight. They think you hate gays, and they think that the Mormons do it because they're perverts. When in fact it's the exact opposite. Marriage is for procreation. It's to make babies. That's the point. It's to have a strong family under God to provide the best possible environment to pass on the spark of divinity to the next generation. Two men pounding each other's assholes does not do that. And a man can have multiple wives and still accomplish that. And people, how dare you? So he can stick it in one and stick it in the other. The purpose of sex is to make babies. The purpose of marriage is to make families. So when you just start from the beginning, it's so easy to see these things. And then people are like, it's been hiding in plain sight. It's not hiding. The tough reality that people like Steven Crowder have to face is if they want to be against gay marriage, they have to start having children and not giving his wife hormone pills so that she's sterile. Because he is a homosexual who has sex with a woman. It's the same, like, and you also have to be for polygamy. And that's the deal. It's Old Testament and no longer a rule under New Covenant, but in Genesis it did say circumcised on the 8th day of a boy's life. I don't know, Papa J. Bear. I'm telling you what has meaning and what doesn't. If you circumcise a baby, there's nothing there. Like, it doesn't accomplish anything. And circumcision as a rite of passage does accomplish something. I am fortunate to see a lot of truth in the world because I understand the basics of it. Purpose. What is the function? What is its form? What's the purpose? Meaty Bear is just that naughty boy. I don't want to get into it. I do sometimes, though, hope people like that are okay because he's not like, I'm sure he's fine, but it's like, just, I don't know why I even used him as an example, but just like people, not people that I don't hate or anything. I'm just like, man, I wonder if that was the right move. I think that people in control of any chat or any kingdom or anything, it's fractal, think about shit like that. They're just like, was that okay? Like, did we not see something? Like, all right, there's a story in the OT where men couldn't carry on until they were circumcised. It was a Jewish covenant with God. I don't care. Oh, how dare you not care? People are so fucked, man. Like, if they don't just simply take a step back and start seeing the world for what it actually is. Like, for example, if like I say, I'm a Christian with pagan roots. You know, my mom says the same thing. I fully understand that. I understand both, where it's like, you can be both. And there's people that can't understand that. That's okay. Like someone saying, oh, paganism is evil. I'm like, what's today? Thursday. You know what you just said? Yeah, it's Thursday. It's a great day to squirt. No, you just said it's Thor's day. Thor. Today, May whatever, is Thor's day. Monday is Lundi. Luna, the day of the moon. Today is Thor's day. You are every single day affirming your pagan roots. Every day. No, but it's Thor's day. So what? Today is Thor's day. It's the day of Thor. How dare you? Today's Thor's day. So every day that you go, I'll come over on Thor's day. Every single day, you're not only admitting, you're living your pagan roots. Every day. And paganism is older than Christianity. No, Jesus, fuck you. Dude, I don't care. You can get mad at me all you want. You're saying September's the 9th month. Sept, that's 7. What's October? 10th month. Oct is 8. What's December? December's the 12th month. Dec, D-E-C, that's 10. How fucking dare you? How fuck you. Okay, whatever, dude. I don't care. Like, you're living in an upside down reality. If you get back to the basics, okay, sept, ember, sept. What does sept mean? Can I jerk off to it? Jesus, let me jerk off to sept. No, sept means 7. Oct is 8. Dec is 10. So when would that be? When would the new year be? Oh, fuck you. I can't swear. I'm jerking off again. Oh, fuck you. It's all good. You're explaining the difference between Christianity and churchianity. Right, and paganism isn't a full belief system. It's not God. There's no God in paganism. In my opinion, I don't give a fuck. It's earthy. It's like roots oriented. It's kind of like, you know, what does the wind tell you? What do you see in the locust? What do you see? You know, how does a dragonfly fly? What moon is best to harvest your chickens? Like all that shit. It's not a threat to Christianity the way I see it. Some people may say, "Oh, I have to kill a baby in honor of this pine tree." That's just madness, dude. Pagan just means farmer, right? And you can't have these weird spiritualities that are all fucked up and twisted. But like that isn't what I'm saying. And we all know this, guys. This is in our DNA. It's in our DNA. Isn't New Year's March 21st? Yes. Oh. All right. Let's continue. There's people trying to figure things out. Right. New Year's is when you want it to be. Indians were pagan and accepted. Pagan is what they're. Pagan is your roots. This is what I think. This is how I live. Dude, every single person's Christianity is different. Because what you've seen and felt in your life is different for every person. Yeah, there's only one truth. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm drinking up again. My Christianity says you don't close your church in a time of pandemic. And I'm very, very strong about that. 95% of Christianity in America says you close your church whenever CNN tells you to, and you stay closed for 3 months when there's a 0.01% chance that if you're old with cancer, you die of something that there's no accurate test for. So this Thursday, I will be not doing that. And when those people, I think, you know, I don't have an interest in going this hard at Churchians. So the fact I'm doing it means I should be doing it. The fact I'm ranting endless, it feels a lot like the trans kid stuff. Or like certain words or certain things that I've went so hard at in the past. Because I don't want to talk about this every day. I don't like it. But this is very important because what we're experiencing, this is something that needs to be said, and I'm going to say it as many times as I have to. All right. Because if you pretend to believe something you don't really believe, you're cut off at the feet. You have no roots. You have no base. And so if you have no base, you're easily accumulated and processed, just like the meat birds I do every day. And I have a lot of empathy. Guys, I had a nightmare last night about my new alpaca. So I care about you. If you have no root, if you say you believe something you don't believe, if you say you're Christian, but you had no interest or need to go into the church and pray when you were scared, you instead wanted to go to Walmart to buy asshole tissue and hoard it, you're a meat bird. You're a meat bird, dude. And people can just harvest you up, chop your head off, disembowel you, and eat you. And that bothers me. And I don't need to explain this for me. I already know this. I care about you. You weird little people in my chat. All right. They were all closed. Are you going to go back to that church that was closed? Now's the time to grow. I'm not condemning you that your church was closed. The church is typically closed when the people allow them to close. Because the pastor, the priest, the bishop only has power if people believe in it. If you wanted to be in there and it closed, that church is not for you. And I'm not yelling at you. I'm not. I'm concerned. If you didn't care, you wouldn't take the time to talk. Dude, I get haunted. We beat the dead horse until we understand it. Right. And so I care about you too, BB. Yeah. Just don't touch me in my sleep. I won't, Pat a Bear. Church is within you. Don't need the fancy textiles. Right, but a church is a powerful tool if you actually believe it. I'm not anti-church, guys. And then we'll get into some more stuff. I know that I can beat a dead horse until it's glue, and then I beat it until it isn't sticky. A communal place for people to share faith and pray and live and die and bury and wed and have baptisms and stuff is extremely powerful. Somehow in America, it's been hollowed out so that when it was needed most, it closes. You need to find another church. You need to hold these people accountable. You need to say, where the fuck were you in April when my grandfather died? And he's been coming to this church for 80 years. And when he needed you, we Skyped his funeral. Why didn't you say prayers at my grandfather's funeral? Well, COVID-19, we're just going to put it behind us. No, hold them accountable. They're liars. If you love your grandfather who died alone and everyone Skyped his funeral, that's shameful. So hold them accountable. Church is amazing, it's true, but most aren't. Exactly. I'm not anti-church. So don't do that to me. Don't intentionally do that shit to me. Because if you really meet in a place with a steeple, with a fucking giant stone and metal wire up there, and you all believe and pray, you're powerful. If you don't believe it and you go in there for other reasons and it's just a tax shelter, it's disgusting. Church is just a way to socialize and gossip. Or it can be a motor. It can be a zzz, like you can go in there and literally be healed by God. All right, let's continue. Pastor Bear was a good highlight of these mainstream churches. Right, he just wants your money. And he'll read you little passages of the Bible, contribute nothing, and ask for money with no pain. That's why I accept pain. It's painful to do this shit. Watch my documentary. All the comedy club doors closed. Did I close? No. I was humiliated, embarrassed, starved out, threatened. There was terrorist acts against me. Dang it. Dude, watch my documentary. It's on unauthorized.tv. I'll show you a blueprint how you fucking keep going. I know this shit because I face it. They lied about me. My wife on the phone, they're like, oh no, we can't have your husband there. He's a racist. So what do you do? Do you accept that? No, the people need to laugh. And I delivered. I can never do what you did, Big Bear. Yes, you can, Rebuilder Bear 2.0. Yes, you can. And that is the message of Jesus Christ. When he says, what you do to the least of us, you do to me. Does that sound like somebody who wants to be idolized on a pedestal? No, it doesn't, guys. He says the kingdom of God is within. Wherever you meet in my name, there I am. Does that sound? Guys, it's not hiding in plain sight. It's plain sight. Wikipedia founder now says his site has BS lies. Right, but we don't need him to justify that. We don't need him to tell us that. The pastor straight up lied to 5,000 people like it wasn't anything to him. Right. And now, but now you know that's the gift of Baal. Jesus said we'll do greater things than he did. Exactly, Hand Round Bear. Let's take him off that cross. How's that sound? And we all need this. You know, I don't want to talk about religion. I actually hate it. And the fact that I'm compelled to every day lately is there's a very, very reason. Pastor Bear's channel closed. Of course it did. He was a grifter. He was trying to get money. He might not have even been that picture with that woman. Now, no one could do that. Yes, they can, guys. Gifts of Baal. When you get to see what a coyote is. God, a gift of Baal. Oh, you're Satan. You're Satan. No. I'm starting my own church. You just did. You just did right now. The gift of Baal is to show you. When you live a natural life, when you grow your own food, when you face his pain and shit, there's gifts of Baal everywhere. Do you think I want my last alpaca to die in my arms? Guys, I was bawling. Holy shit. I was bawling my eyes out. I just got fucking goosebumps. I love getting goosebumps. It's energy. Zzz. Guys, I was bawling. I was bawling my eyes out. And now we have a great alpaca. It's running around. It's great. If I didn't feel that pain, I wouldn't be a good shepherd. Why do people say to bawl your eyes out? What does a bawl have anything to do with crying? I was bawling. What does bawling mean? Bawl! BB, the hair on your head is standing up? Whoa, gravy. The fact that church is closed is a true gift. It's a gift of bawl. If you bawl your eyes out, bawl is shout. Okay, well maybe that's what it is. I don't think so though. I think it is what we just kind of uncovered. All right, it's a circle to a ball. All right, whatever. Releasing the negative demons, gravy for sure. Or understanding your demons. At least understand what they're trying to tell you. Don't play ball with the grabber. Hilarious. Gift of ball always brings a tear to your eyes. I associate ball with sobbing. Right. What's a sob? Sob. Son of a bitch. I don't know. All right, let's just keep going. I got some more stuff to show you guys. Baal. I bawled my eyes. I don't know. Who knows? All I know is the this is gonna trigger some bike thieves. And I know that they're busy in Minneapolis today, making a statement at the auto by burning down the auto zone that they're just not gonna take the fact that, you know, one man murdered another. Guys, that's how in this world of deception and psyops, that police officer and the black man, it's a man murdered a man. Did he murder that man? Yes. Did he need to be on his neck like that? No. Is admitting that anything bad? No. One man murdered another man. No, but the cop and the white and the black and the fucking my dick is cut. No. A man murdered a man. It shouldn't make you burn down the auto zone, guys. All right, want to see something beautiful? You guys have been with me through a lot. Enjoy this with me. Blacks, you won't fit on it, so don't come to my house. Isn't that beautiful? My boy's riding a bike. A lot of you guys were there when he was born. Watch out the toe. Well, yeah. Wally like a champ. Dude, he's cruising around on a bike. Isn't that amazing? Rogan has a black twin. Hilarious. Like a boss, dude. Like a boss. All right. BB casually walking keeps up with the bike. Right. I have really long legs. All right. Let's continue. Dinosaur helmet. Whatever. I choose my battles, guys. I'm not constantly spiraling. He likes dinosaurs. I told him they're not real, but it's fine. All right. What else we got here? Oh, dude, this is a great video. This is, what's his name? Tyson Fury, is that his name? The fighter? Dude, I resonated a lot to this little thing here. This is amazing. Listen to this. This guy gets it.
Done for? Money? More money? Money only causes problems anyway. People want to take it off you when you got it. And when you've got no money, you're fucked. And when you've got a ton of money, you're still fucked. So it's a corpse would rock, an hard place. You know, money's never really been the big motivation. I don't really live like I've got money anyway, but...
So today, what are you fighting for today?
I'm fighting because I'm here. We're here, boy, that's why. Nobody else.
Yeah!
There was a famous line in the film Zulu, the Battle of Rorke's Drift. And he goes, why us? Why us? And the old sergeant goes, 'cause we're here, boy! And no one else, that's why. That's why I'm fighting, 'cause I'm here!
Isn't that the coolest motherfucker you've ever seen? Why are you fighting? 'Cause I'm here! Dude, we're gonna watch that again. He's like, if you have a lot of money, you're fucked. If you don't have any money, you're fucked. It's everything he just said is true. And some people can't see because they're not warriors. I've realized that. Some men aren't warriors. Some men are like, I'm making nice. Oh, I'm jerking off again. It's like you'll never understand what that feels like. Some people, I'm realizing this. Some people don't understand what that feels like. They're like, why are you fighting? Because I'm here. What? I fight. No, but why though? What's your secret motivation? Are you trying to get a girl to drink too
too many drinks and then you're gonna finger her? What? Who brought this grab word before me? Oh, I got something else. All right, we're gonna watch it again. Guys, it doesn't get more true than this. Why do you fight for money? No. I'm here.
Money? More money? Money only causes problems anyway. People want to take it off you when you got it. And when you've got no money, you're fucked. And when you've got a ton of money, you're still fucked. So it's a corpse with a rock and hard place. You know, money's never really been the big motivation. I don't really live like I've got money anyway, but...
So today, what are you fighting for today?
I'm fighting because I'm here. We're here, boy, that's why. Nobody else. There was a famous line in the film Zulu, the Battle of Rogue's Drift. And he goes, why us? Why us? And the old sergeant goes, 'cause we're here, boy! And no one else, that's why. That's why I'm fighting, 'cause I'm here.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. Real warriors understand that. It's like, too much money, they're going to try and take it off you anyway. It's a liability, guys. If you have too much gold or too much shit in your house or on your person, liability. You know, there's so many people that their fancy pants is why someone killed them. Dude, it's like hoarders, like these greedy little fuckers are the first marks when shit goes down. Like right now, Minneapolis is on fire. Who do you think's feeling like wearing their fancy pants today? 'Cause I'm here, boy. 'Cause I'm here. And you see the joy in his eyes? Dude, I relate to that way too much. You know he means business when he enunciates the T. Yeah. Knowing you're owned is the key. I'm owned. You are too. Fuck it. Fight. Well, it's not even that. It's just I fight. Oh, so you get pleasure from being? No. I fight. I'm here. It's like what's up? What else? Why else would we fucking be here? Oh, this is hilarious. False Witness Bear posted this. Sam Antha posted them. You have to wear a mask to be in here. Me. I can't. It's a class 4 felony violation of section 34(9)(a)(1)(b). It is illegal to wear a mask while carrying a gun. Them. What? Me. What? Oh, man, I love it. Oh, and for those of you just joining, and I want to do this experiment. I don't know if anyone's done this. Vampires couldn't see their reflection because mirrors used to be backed with a layer of silver, which was considered a pure metal, so it didn't interact with vampires. However, modern mirrors are now backed with aluminum, so they would be able to see their reflections. Guys, aluminum is fucked up. Aluminum foil used to be tin foil. Aluminum is shot in us with vaccines. I grew up near an aluminum plant. You know what the main aluminum byproduct is? Fluoride. Aluminum's some nasty ass shit, man. And I think the vampires, like this is called resting grabbler face. That's Chuck Schumer. Like if you held a mirror in front of him with a silver back, would he look invisible? I mean, there's definitely metaphor in this for currency, where if you're silver backed, you have a real economy, and if you're not, if it's aluminum, you're fucked. Can you still find an actual tinfoil? Online, kind of, but after World War II, they got rid of tinfoil. Aluminum, guys. Aluminum is linked to Alzheimer's. Yeah, aluminum is fucked up. By silver, do you mean quicksilver? I don't even know what quicksilver. Oh, is that mercury? I don't fucking know. Silver back reflects value. Right. But I really do wonder if you held a silver-backed mirror. I'm starting to see shit very literally. Like, does Chuck Schumer see his reflection in a silver-backed mirror? No, I don't think so. I think he'd just be standing there. Like, and there's nothing there. All right. Remember when the ADL accidentally started a newsletter with Dear Retard? God, that made me smile. All right, let's listen to Trump redeem himself. Oh, so you like Trump now? Trump is a reflection of us. I'm just going to say it one more time. Obama did a great job as a politician, better than anybody else those 8 years. The liberal cucks who wanted a black best friend to fuck their wives, in comes in Obama, who talks white enough where they could feel comfortable. And Obama ran right to the front of the line with a flag. This is all my idea, and I'm going to say even more. Trump does the same shit. So it's like, you matter. If you say, Trump, I will not vote for you if you say mandatory vaccines. He did, by the way. He said he was going to use the military to disperse them.
He doesn't care how you choose. Guys, he let his daughter marry a homosexual grabbler named, whose dad's in prison for blackmail. He doesn't give a shit. He's testing. He's saying, like, if I say this, what's the reaction going to be? Okay, so I'll go way this way, and then I'll just keep finding the spot so that I get the most amount of support. So, and then people like me who said, I won't vote for Trump if he does this, and then later when it's like, oh, he pulled back mandatory vaccines, we told you, Big Bear, you should have been a Q-tard the whole time. I'm like, maybe it was because people voiced their concern. Have you ever thought about that, retard? Have you ever thought that maybe politicians are constantly looking for backlash amongst their support? So many people are so used to being victim consciousness, where it's like, we finally have someone in there that believe what we believe, so we don't want to make them mad. We don't want to make them mad, Big Bear. We don't want to like offend him or anything. No, I'm like, Trunk, I will never vote for you, and I'm going to tell everybody I know to never vote for you if you push vaccines on babies. And then now he's not. And people are like, see, I told you. It's like, no, they're calibrating. That's what a fucking politician always does. And if you don't think that he listens to this shit, at least his son definitely does. So it is my responsibility as a grown sovereign man to say what I think. Guys, babies will die if you don't. Yeah, hold his feet to the